everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So, I'm going to say this very quietly so it just stays between you and me, but we lost back-to-back games in the league. Shh, don't tell anyone, because if we don't tell anyone, it didn't really happen, and we can just move on and pretend that everything is fine. It kind of still is. We still have a 7-point gap. But today, we play Bath City, who are currently in second place, 7 points behind us. So a key game, really, to try and open that gap up again. Can we do it? Let's find out. So let's get this out of the way nice and early. Yes, we did lose back-to-back games. It's been a bit of a tricky month, February. We did okay since the last time you and I were together for Slough. We beat Wilston 3-1, which was a good result. I thought we were onto a good run of form. And then we only got a penalty win in the Hemel Hempstead game in the FA Trophy. And that kind of set us back a little bit. It took us through some extra time. It made us a little bit tired. And for the next couple of games, we really struggled. We just weren't particularly at the races at all. Never got going in the games properly. And we lost 2-1 against Hemel Hempstead in the league. And then we lost 3-1 against Hampton and Richmond as well. So it was a bit of a tricky patch. And we just needed to find a way to get back into the run of winning. And then Andrew Neil stepped up against Concord and he's got 3 goals. There was also an own goal that we won't embarrass the guy by talking about, but 3 goals from Neil. He'd been scoring anyway, but we just hadn't been performing particularly well as a team. But that particular performance gave us the edge over Concord, gave us the 3 points, put us back on track again, just at the right moment for now playing Bath City. If we go and have a look in the league, you can see that we sit top of the table, 23 games played, 53 points, and Bath City in second place, 23 games, 46 points, 7 points behind us. So today, that gap either closes to 4 points, or it stays the same, or we can make it a bigger gap and take it back up to 10 points, which is what it's been recently up until those 2 losses. So today is quite important, really, to see how this latter part of the season is going to pan out. Hopefully, we can get a good win and potentially get that points gap again. We'll have to wait and see. But of course, as is seen here, we are away from home against a very good team who are putting the pressure on. So it's not going to be easy at all. But I still think we should be confident in our own ability. So in the pre-match tactical setup, you can see that the only person that's slightly unfit is Horton. He wouldn't have been playing today anyway, so that's not too bad. Everybody else is fit and healthy. So we've got our usual starting 11 out in our usual setup. There's nothing really important to tell you about. So we have Hammond in goal, Morgan at right back, Rounsfell at left back, Kazoo and Stavrou in central defence, Early, Petit and Harvey in central midfield, McKenna on the right, Salam on the left and Neil up top, with a bench of Murray, Riley Lowe, Rooney, Hagan and Horsewood. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So, what with the recent couple of defeats that we've had, it's time to really put pressure on ourselves now to make sure that we get back on track fully. So, we've used the team talk, pumping fists to say Bath are unbeaten in their last 8, but I'm convinced that we can end this run, and I am. I think we've got the quality in our side to be able to do it. We have to get on the pitch and prove it. We're in our orange away kit today, our third kit, should I say. And let's hope that we can actually put the pressure on Bath and really turn the screw on them a little bit. We've been very dominant in this league up until this point. I'd hate for it to start sliding away just at the point where we get to think about a run-in and how that looks for us in the next couple of months. So it's Bath with a good opportunity down the left-hand side to start with. We're at 24 minutes. Ball goes over the top, but Hammond comes out and claims it very, very nicely and very calmly. Sends it early up to Neil, but he's beaten in the air by the defence, and it's Bath that come back at us again. But our defence hold firm. Stavrou challenged the ball, and then Kazoo completely messes it up. In the penalty box, he claimed a completely uncontested ball, dwelled on the ball too long, and was closed down by an attacking player who then took the ball from him round about the penalty spot and pokes it home for a 1-0 lead after 25 minutes. Absolute defender error from Kazoo. And we go 1-0 down. Not a good thing at all on about the half-hour mark. We've had more shots at goal than they have, but we haven't made any of them count at all. And it looks like we're going to go into half-time 1-0 down after a very empty first half. Hardly any highlights at all, just that one absolute catastrophe of an error from Kazoo. And we've got problems. So into the dressing room we go, and we're going to throw the water bottle. This is something I don't do very often at all. I'm far from pleased from what I saw. It demotivates some, it motivates others. To be honest, I don't care what their response is. All I care about now is getting them back out on the pitch to potentially do something about it. So we go into the shouts and we fire up the team, and we go from positive to attacking. We've got to do something about it, and we've got to do something about it fairly quickly. And this game is already drifting into the 65th minute before we actually find a highlight for ourselves. Down the left-hand side from a throw-in, Petit takes over, drops it into Rounsfell, onto Salam, gets a chance to turn and run at the defence, and then is partially tackled, but early picks up the loose ball for us. Again, Salam picks it back to Petit. Harvey gets a turn and shot, but it's blocked by the defence, and it's Morgan that picks up the loose ball, goes over the top, but it's not a very good one. Picks up the loose ball again goes through to Neil, and Neil is disallowed goal because he was slightly offside. You can see that we picked up a couple of key yellow cards there. Neil and Morgan have both got one each. Morgan it was with the ball, and that is as close as you're ever going to see in terms of an offside decision, and it went against us, unfortunately. At 69 minutes, having just seen that chance be missed, we're going to go in and see if we can make a couple of key personnel changes and see if we can get something from this game. Oh boy. So we've got Morgan on a yellow card. He's also not got a great rating, but that's the fullback problem at the moment, isn't it? McKenna is on a poor rating. So is Neil with a yellow card, having missed that chance. We're going to take Neil out, protect him from the yellow card, and put Horsewood in. He's a decent replacement. I'm going to have to leave Morgan on just because we don't have a right back on the sub bench today. And we're going to work on this slightly more advanced position. So Salam, I think we're going to take out. We're going to put Hagan on and then switch him with McKenna. McKenna plays on the left not too badly. And then we're going to make a central midfield change as well. Petit comes out because he's in danger of losing discipline. And we're going to put Rooney in for that last bit. And then we're going to change from the counter-attack style. And we're going to go into a gegenpress. And we are going to try and win the ball high up the pitch, put the pressure on them. So let's just make sure some of these are in the right setup. They are. They should be. Let's see what we're like in possession. We're going to go slightly long as well in terms of our possessions. Shoot on sight. And I think that's going to do it, basically. So we'll leave it there. We'll confirm the changes. And we're going to go back into the game. And again, we're just going to up from positive to attacking in the new gegenpress style and see if in the last 15 minutes we can rescue anything from this particular match. 10 minutes to go. The game is drifting. There is not much happening, is there? Shouts again, and we demand more from the team for the last 10 minutes. But today feels like one of those days where we're not going to get anything from this particular match, and the free kick comes in from Bath. We win the header on 88 minutes, and it's Horsewood for us that turns and runs at the defence down the left-hand side. There's now support there from McKenna. McKenna strikes from just outside the box and puts it powerfully in that bottom right-hand corner as we look at the goal in that far corner. And in the dying seconds of this second half, we've managed to turn a defensive situation from a free kick against us into a counter-attack. And McKenna puts it 1-1 with 2 minutes plus injury time to play. Can we find one more opportunity to get another goal, or is that going to do it for us today? It looks like that's going to do it. It is. We rescue a point. So Bath don't encroach on us anymore in terms of points by winning the match and taking the points away from us. So that's okay. But boy, did we leave it late. Wow, okay. Yeah. Let's go in and say I'm not happy with that performance, because I'm really not. We should have been able to contribute much more to that game than we did. And then we'll press the continue button and come out of the game. I don't know if I feel I can analyse that particular performance. It wasn't very good, was it? We weren't at the races. We had loads of chances, don't get me wrong. We had the chances in the game. If we can go back into the match somehow and see that we actually did pretty well. We had like 10 shots at goal, but only a couple on target, I think, which is kind of disappointing. Let's see if we can go back in and have a look at the statistics for the match. So yes, here we are. 5 shots for them, 2 on target, 10 and 3 for us. 49% possession, an 80% pass completion rate, which is decent. But the game itself, I think we were a little unlucky with the first goal that was disallowed on 67 minutes, but I'm not going to overanalyse the performance. It wasn't particularly good. We managed to just about secure a draw. So what it does mean, of course, is that the likes of Welling and Dover behind the two of us, Truro and Bath, have a chance to reel us in a little bit. If they were to win their game in hand, there'd be 3 teams behind us, all on 47 points and all 7 points behind us. Now, 7 points is a decent gap, absolutely. But it's not like the 10-12 point gap that we had about 2 weeks ago in game time. And we are letting it slip just a little bit. Form is a little bit sketchy. That back-to-back losses that we had has really dampened us a little bit. You can see that we were struggling to put ourselves on the game today. Obviously, we'll recognise that it was against the second place team in the league, so they're going to be difficult, and their tails were up. They were first in the ratings in terms of the recent form guide on an 8-match winning streak, I think it was. So it was always going to be tricky, but we didn't really contribute enough to the game. The chances that we created were all a bit nothingy, really. But we're still there at the top of the table. 7 points clear, 24 games played. We've still got, what have we got? About another 16 games to play, something like that. So we're not quite at the run-in yet. But what do we do next episode? Let's go and check in on the schedule page and figure that one out. So the sooner we can get out of February and game time, the better, really. It's not been a great month, has it? We've still got one more game in February to play. It's the FA Trophy quarter-final against Dagenham and Redbridge. I'm hopeful for a good performance there, potentially to get us through to the semis and on to that final. If we possibly could win a trophy as well as potentially a league title this season, that would be amazing. I'm not saying it's definite, but we've got a chance at least. But we've got to perform well in that particular game. So let's fingers crossed for that one. We're going to come back and play the Chippenham game at the end of February. It's a home game, which is potentially good for us. Let's see where Chippenham are at the moment. They're in 18th position, so they're near enough the bottom of the table. So hopefully at that point we've gone through a couple more tricky games, including the likes of Welling, and we can get a good performance on next episode and continue marching towards potentially a championship win still. It's still ours for the taking. We're 7 points clear. We've had a bit of a bad patch, but we were always going to have a bad patch at some point, you would imagine. Hopefully that's it done and dusted. A good rescue draw in the end, I think, because of how the game had gone against decent opposition, means potentially if we could get a win in the quarter-final of the FA Trophy, that puts us back on track in the momentum stakes, and hopefully we can go through March in a slightly better way. So we're still in there, we're still doing okay, but just at the moment, it's just lost its edge a little bit and we need to get it back again. So next episode will be Chippenham. I'll catch you up on what happens in the FA Trophy quarter-final and all of those league matches in between now and then. But until next time, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. There's lots of different ways you can join the United City community and get involved in the journey of my channel and my content. You can do it through Twitch and Discord and Patreon and merchandise stores and all sorts of things, and they're all linked in the description below, so go and check all of them out. Click the like button on this particular episode. That helps me get seen by lots more people, which is really encouraging. It helps me also know that you're invested in the content that I'm putting out. But there we go, a 1-1 draw, done and dusted for today. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.